all your equipment in the trunk of your car. Or you drop it, or you bring any equipment.
Okay. Listen, senor.
No guns, no tasers, no batons.
We talking
no
here
radios.
or we going somewhere else? Look, I
How many times do I have to say it?
Look, I bending over backwards just to get a talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything you don't want to. The talk can be off the record, but you ask me to do stuff that they're gonna make me lose my job over.
You can put it in the glove box in a helicopter. Let's go. After you.
Senor Suarez, I don't want to lie to you. I do not want to take the gun and put it in the glove box of your... I have a weapon on me. But I'm not coming here with any intent to choose it on you.
Get in the helicopter.
Yo, he's a pilot. You're gonna have the whole PD sweating, you know that, right?
Status?
I'm gonna tell him I'm Ocean King, okay, Suarez? You know what that means. See? Senor Suarez.
B, what's your status? You need to talk to us. You're moving. That's not part of the agreement.
I'm Ocean King. I'm Ocean King.
Why are you in a helicopter? What's going on? Explain to them they need to tell us exactly what's on before it turns into a mass situation.
I'm Ocean King. We're just moving elsewhere.
Okay, what?
Suarez, I'm gonna get on the radio and tell them not to sweat, okay? They're going crazy right now. Okay? I'm
You can tell them.
I'm telling them I'm Ocean King, okay?
That's it.
I am Ocean King, I promise.
Tell them if they show you how to fly, bad things are gonna happen to them too as well.
Yeah, I'm Ocean King.
All right. What's going on?
I want you to see I have no wire or anything. I'm not trying to entrap you. Okay? You can pat me down.
All right, turn face the city.
I don't want you going through my pockets. Just tap me for a wire, okay?
All right. Not seeing any wires. Just check for any recording devices. Okay.
You really have them sweating, Senor Suarez. You know, I've been wanting to talk to you for a really long time. The first time was... Hold on. Can you guys get on the radio and tell them I'm okay to channel 1, please? I'm already hearing sirens. Yeah. Holy shit.
You said it was just gonna be you, so I don't know. I don't want to see everyone.
No,
nothing like that.
See. You know, the first time I wanted to meet you was because my first day as a cadet, Bones said you were the best in the department. And the second time was Nakota, who trained me a fair amount, said you were his best friend. Still. In any case...
I'm not a part of the department anymore. I got kicked to the curb, so.
But is it true that you were that fucking good?
You can just ask them how they think about me.
Well, every time I bring you up now, it's like a bunch of hisses. It's like I've named a serpent or some type of devil.
Because I'm on obviously I'm a convicted criminal. You know this.
Well, let me fucking switch up the song.
If I see cops trying to get it to the Maze Bank Tower, Coyote, we're gonna have a problem.
Listen, I will call them off, okay? I came here willingly. You're not breaking any fucking law. I literally came here willingly.
So then tell them that.
Do you see a chopper?
Not yet, but I hear sirens below us.
I want to talk to you about Aziz. If you were an officer, you think you would have sold it by now? Because a lot of people told me that it's a fruitless endeavor. That I'm wasting my time. When you hire a job, is that something you would have given up on? Or will you try to the last extremity?
Are you asking me what I would do if I was a cop?
See?
That's not for me to decide. It's for you to figure out. I can't tell you what to do with your job. I can't tell you what to do with your life, what you want to do. You can make that decision.
Were you his friend Suarez when he was alive and in the department? When you were in the department?
When I was a cop?
See?
Sure.
You know, he was tossed from a plane.
Really? Okay.
See? They told me that you're a really good pilot. It's the first thing I remarked when I saw the helicopter here. Senor Pinzon told me that you are one of the best pilots. That it's not only a helicopter.
That's just a lie.
It's not only a helicopter that you can fly, but aeroplane as well.
Never had my pilot's license before, so.
It didn't stop you from flying this chopper now. And it probably wouldn't have stopped you from flying that plane that day.
I'm sorry?
See?
Are you... It sounds like you're throwing assumptions here.
Off the record, I could be wrong. But nobody has looked into this more than me.
Oh,
you know
sounds like you got work to do.
You know which part has puzzled me, Senor Suarez, that I wanted to ask you about? 2 hours before he died, you entered the prison with 2 other individuals. But you were not on the prison log that day, but you still went inside. I just don't know who the 2 people were that you went inside with. My question is, or rather I've been wondering, did you go in there to get directions or to give directions?
According to who did I ever go into any prison?
I could be wrong. You know, a part of me was hoping that, off the record, of course, because there's no evidence, there's nothing tangible. And that's one of the sad truths about this whole situation. The guys that did it were too fucking good and too clean. You were too good and too clean. So much so that I've been told, don't even fucking bother, it's a waste of time. I'm not doing it for a conviction. I'm doing it for the truth. That's the least that Aziz deserves.
No, you don't need to sit here and lie, Kyle.
What you mean? What have I lied about?
You obviously want to get to the bottom of whatever happens and get a conviction at the end of it. The truth is along the way, but you, at the end of the day, you wanna get whoever did this. But I don't see where I come into play on this at all.
Well, because I hit an impasse. Ain't you almost like my last hope?
Why would I ever want to partake in anything? In any sort of form or fashion?
Was it a happen chance thing that it was just happened to be Aziz was the one that day? Or was it because he shoot you when you had the wrench in your hand? I'll never forget that day I saw a bullet pass through slack to take you down. You remember that day, Suarez?
In the interrogation room?
See. Remember, it was me and Slack, and then I remember Aziz shot through Slack to get you down.
Yeah, that happened. Do you think that was a smart action?
It's not something I would have done. I'm just a fucking cadet still to this day.
I mean, shooting through a hostage doesn't sound like a smart idea in the first place.
A captain, no less.
But I still don't see how that circles back to anything to do with Aziz. In fact,
Well, the thing is, I think you did it.
and why do you believe that?
But you know, you keeping your cards close to your chest permit me to do the same with mine.
You keep on saying me this, me that. I don't see where you believe it. Why in the world would you believe that I had any partake in this? Because if you actually had evidence, I would be in cuffs right now if you actually thought I did.
Like I said, the sad truth is there probably will never be a conviction because time is running out. But the truth comes first. The conviction sometimes never follows ever. And that will motivate me. Número uno. You know, I figured that part of me may be hoping that because you're so fucking good and experienced, you would know that it would never come to a conviction or passing trial. And I was hoping that maybe out of pride or something in the heat of the moment, you would have revealed to me what I've been missing.
What do you think I even did?
I believe you piloted the plane.
You think I piloted a plane?
See, the same one that Aziz was thrown from.
And why do you think I piloted that plane?
Like I said, senor, that is part of my investigation. That is one thing that I will not tell you.
I got lucky being able to fly this helicopter up here.
I'm Ocean King.
Let alone a whole ass plane.
Word for word, I spoke to an officer on Saturday, I believe, that told me that no one was a better fucking pilot in the entire PD than you.
Whoever said that is probably an officer that barely comes on duty.
You'd be surprised. Again, you had no problem flying this helicopter, but I guess at this point we're going in circles. If it
Seems
was
like you keep on trying to point fingers and assumptions, and that's all you're asking for. You're just asking for me to confirm assumptions or beliefs that you have.
Tell me this, if it was you that did it, and if you were confident that you would never spend a minute in the penitentiary or have $1 fine from you, why'd you admit it then?
you believe that I did whatever you're saying I did, and asking for me to admit to something that I never did.
Again, I'm not trying to entrap you as something that I'm gonna use in court or something like that.
You know, you keep saying, you mentioned that officers are talking very highly of my piloting skills. I was never known for being a flyer, more so a driver. So I find it hard to believe that you're sitting here and being honest about people mentioning that in the first place.
Well, here's the thing, you know, I narrowed it down to a few people who could have been
Who's
in
that?
that plane that day. Well, if the plane was in the sky, it would stand to reason that one person it would be needed to pilot it. And obviously a second person would need to be the one to pushing Aziz out. So I say, okay, the plane has to be a minimum of 3 people. The plane was really loud. Many people heard it. Very few people saw it. I went down to the airport and I took a picture of every plane, and come to find out that it was one of the smaller jets. The big jumbo jets, you cannot fly them, especially when you have a officer held hostage that would have been called in, and it wasn't a crop duster. Now, like I said, that would put at least 2 people in the plane other than Aziz. And so I juggled the 2 names. And of the 2, I asked around. And they said, Suarez, no, he 100% can fly. He was a damn good pilot. Now, whether you were known for that or not, I'm not sure, but that's what they told me. Now, coincidentally, the other man I was told also know how to fly in the plane.
So, because you're being told the person was a quote-unquote good pilot, you are assuming out of anyone in the city, it happened to just be
oh, no,
me.
there is a lot more going into it than that. I mean, the pilot is... That is like in the...
How is it that you are
end.
getting to me here? Explain. How is it that you're getting to me and any... on the assumption that you think, for whatever reason, I have anything to do with what transpired. Just like, explain to me, how did it get narrowed down to me?
You know, it's not like I fucking went around and said, okay, there's a plane who knows how to fly a plane. And they say Suarez. I say, okay, it's him. Believe me.
So how did it get to this point?
Well, it's a two-way street, you know what I'm saying? If you can tell me kind of what I was after, maybe illuminate some stuff. And maybe I will illuminate some stuff in return. But they, you know, it's...
You haven't even explained to me how I'm even believed to be involved, apart from quote-unquote being called a good pilot.
Well, hopefully, you know, that piece of...
Coyote, welfare check.
I'm Motion King. Hopefully that piece of evidence that I am looking for and after, the one that is permissible in court, will show up. And when the trial happens, you will see all the work I have done and everything that pointed towards Senor Suarez and his accomplice, of course. I would like to thank you for the talk, Senor. I sense at this point I'm wasting your time.
Good luck going to court, Coyote. And I hope you find whoever did it. And I guess, for whatever reason, if you want to assume it's me, then you assume whatever you want. But sounds like you already have your mind set on someone, and that's me, because I'm quote-unquote a good pilot, and you've given me no other reason to believe you have any other reason to think it's me.
Sure, you can say that. Will you oblige me to fly me back to my CVPI.
The PD's got your back, right?
Well, I mean, at this point, I don't fucking know. I feel like they forgot to bust their child. Maybe you can fly me back and I can tell them that you know so bad.
I think you need to reconsider what you're looking at about who your suspects are, because it sounds like you have no damn idea what is even going on. Maybe you can find a suspect, the guy who did it.
See, maybe
but you won't be finding it right out of here.
Adios, senor. Thank you for the chat. I can't reveal to him the investigation without burning this, you know, the informants. But I think it's important to kind of let him know that he's a suspect and suspecting him. See, can I get a pickup off of the Maze Tower, please?
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't tell him, hey, I got this guy fucking confessing to me that you confessed to him and told him that you were the one. I can't burn the witnesses. The only thing I could have talked about was him being a pilot, you know?
Everyone on standby.
Are you able to go to Maze Bank Tower and pick up Coyote?
Helicopter flies up. They left Coyote up on Maze Bank.
I was hoping, I don't know, part of me was hoping he'd be like, yeah, I did do it, asshole. But guess what? You're never going to have any proof. But he's too good. He's too clever. He's too sharp. He's too smart. But again, if I told him any bit of evidence more than him being a pilot, it would have burned our informants. It would have completely burned our informants. But at least this way he knows he's on the radar and he can, like, you know, kind of know he's being investigated.
Coyote, did you want us to pick up